live each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios.
Log on to hear us speaking the facts on current events, family, and finances.
So be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.
Tune in.
What's up, y'all? As you see, we were having our own little party up here, but we're gonna invite all y'all to come on and party with us. This is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR, and of course I am JR, my lovely daughter and co-host who played hooky last week. No.
Yeah, what was I at?
Where were you
I was
at?
getting a tan. I I did a play hooky. I was on my way to Mexico.
Yep, to Mexico. But
On
she's
the wrong
back.
day, yes. I'm back.
And so what's up, Charlie?
Nothing. I've been kissed by the sun.
Yes, you have.
The day after my birthday, I'm still celebrating.
That's right. And we're gonna do a little more celebrating in a second. So
Okay.
So I'm gonna get
I'm
the
51.
housekeeping out of the way. First of all, Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR is brought to you by Kiss Wealth Now. Handling not some, not most, but all of your commercial and residential real estate needs. Tell them how to get with Kiss Wealth Now, Charlie.
So real easy to get to. Kiss Wealth Now all together on all social media platforms, or you can call me 214-738-4913. So we are still here helping families acquire homes. DFW is hot. We still got tons of companies getting big grants. You know, some companies got $1 billion. So there's a lot of money here in this area. Lots of down payment assistance. So want to know how you can buy a house? Reach out to me.
There you go. There you go. I will also want to acknowledge on
Kiss.
A special event, and I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way. I'm gonna have Kim come up here and occupy this space for just a second and
Oh,
say,
her
y'all,
favorite
and y'all,
thing.
this is a treat because we never, ever, ever get Kim on camera. Well, we did one time.
One time
So,
last year.
So I'm going to.
And while Dad is doing that, I'm going to say that we always talk about, you know, we did mention it today, but we have Kiss Health now because if you don't have good health, you will not have wealth. So we always want to make sure that we say to take care of yourself, exercise, go to the doctors, get your checkups, all the things so you can be here for your family, for yourself. Even sometimes people make you go to the doctors. Go.
You can name names.
So y'all, this yesterday was Charlie and Kim's birthday.
Yes.
So both of my girls. So I am presenting you with a.
Thank you.
Now,
Da, da, da.
I cannot guarantee the taste, but
You're supposed
You
to
didn't
sing,
cook it yourself?
She's your queen to be.
oh, she's your queen.
Thank you,
That
thank
tastes
you.
good.
And these are for you.
Thank you.
So, and anyway, it was their birthday yesterday, so we are
I know, we are
still-
twins, the
we are
birthday
still
twins.
Celebrating.
We still
are
celebrating.
Still having a good time.
Yes,
So
we are.
How is it though? Since
It
you
is
teach?
good.
It's very good.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I did all right.
You
then.
want something?
You know, I did all right. So now I can get my.
Yes, you can get your seat back.
Happy
kept
belated
it
birthday.
Thank you.
I thought it was today.
It was yesterday.
You got the same. Y'all got the same birthday as my mother.
Really? The 23rd?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, that was but yeah, I had to do something for the ladies, y'all. So
cool.
it is, and of course, y'all know how y'all do it. This is the birthday week. This ain't the birthday day. This is the birthday
You're probably
week.
sick of the Libras then.
So that's why I had to bring them a little something.
Okay,
Kim,
yes, you already know.
there's a glass of cider over there on the table for you. Yes, now we got that out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge our alter egos, the fly guy and the fly girls.
Right.
I am, don't call it a comeback because I've been fly. And that's Fly Money over there on the right. And Kim, our producer, that just could not wait to get back off the camera.
Right.
Kim is the second fly girl, the third member of the Speaking the Facts group, aka This Shit's Fly. What's up, Kim? Hey. So, and we got Chance over there on the knobs and faders today. What's up, Chance? Man, it's good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Yeah.
So now that we have gotten the housekeeping out of the way,
Yes.
I want to go ahead and allow you to introduce our guest for this
Yes.
evening.
So this is my friend Remington. We've been friends for how long now? We gotta.
Let me count them back. Let's see. 2000. No, it was.
I feel like it was
Wait, did you
17,
move?
14?
We gotta get you-
14.
Oh yes, I did. I'm sorry.
Was it 14?
Okay, let me,
Yeah, and we
adjust.
met because she chose to kiss Wealth now.
Did.
And exactly, and we bonded because just with her transaction, not because of me. The people on the other side were just a little crazy, right?
I feel like it was you. She was there every step of the way. I feel like it was a fake experience.
It was fake.
Because you was there every step of the way.
Uh-huh.
Like, it was some crazy people, some crazy experiences, but you was there every step of the way,
Yeah.
down to the end. Like, she came to closing with me.
And I was like, look, because your realtor didn't come.
I was there by myself. I felt like a little girl.
Yeah, and I was like, come on, we're going to do this. And what you drink?
Crown
Crown,
apple.
yeah.
Did she say crown?
Yeah, she said
Crown
crown.
apple at the
Oh,
time.
Crown apple,
And
okay.
then ever since then, we just connected. We've gone to margarita balls,
Yes.
we've had some good times. And so she's also think she's a veteran.
Okay.
So, yeah, so both of y'all have that in common. Thank
Yeah.
y'all both for your service.
I didn't want to hit it again.
Right? But then, of course, there are so many things that you do. I mean,
Veterans don't need a credit score to buy a house.
yeah, and veterans, thank you. Veterans do not need a credit score to buy a house. That is very true.
Did that change?
It's always been like that.
Good. Well,
It's just
that must have been why. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and you buy a house and your credit gets better and better and better.
Better and better.
But so now your passion is talking about, teenage moms and single moms and all that, you got a lot of passions.
Yeah, well, a lot, but kind of all together. I was a teenage mother, and so were you,
Yeah.
and just that experience really opened me up to. Well, after I got through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when we're in it, we're so focused. We got that ton. I keep doing that. I'm not going to use this hand. Fix me again. This hand is done.
I know, like I talk with my hands
I'm
too.
sorry. One
So yeah,
minute.
Okay,
just bring it in
you good.
closer. So then when you're doing like this, then
Okay, go
Yeah,
like
there
this.
you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
I should have practiced.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Get the.
Yes.
So it just the experience of being a teenage mother after getting out of it and realizing the impact that it has on a human. We're raising a human.
You're right.
And so just learning what I learned in life, and good
Right.
and bad, and just using that to share that with teen moms that's currently going through it, and reminding them that there's 20 years from now
Right.
that we have to be accountable for.
Exactly.
And so that
And to have them
is-
faces looking back at you, and you look at them like, "Did I do a good job?" But
because we are all adults now, we
Yeah.
have judgments about what our parents did and
Right.
didn't do.
Did I? No, I'm just.
No, the question is, did I? That's the question.
That's my daddy over there.
You know, most of us are all healing from something that our parents did or didn't do, and
Right.
so
And I love that you said that, because I think there's so, like, look at me and dad, everybody's dad was talking about it the other day about, things that we went through as a child that we don't want to put anyone through as an adult. So we make
Yeah.
conscientious efforts to not cuss people out and to not beat the kids, just the things that that wasn't good for you, and then maybe didn't make you feel good. You don't want to make somebody else feel like that. So
Yeah.
it's talking about having, I guess that's having empathy, putting yourself, knowing how it feels, and knowing sympathy, say, hey, I don't want to have to feel sorry for putting you through something that
yeah.
I shouldn't have.
And that's it. It really is being conscious of what you're doing now and how that plays out and looks for tomorrow.
Right.
And so a lot of times we're not thinking about that. We're in it. We're so focused on proving the world wrong. And a lot of times we don't have the guidance. If our mothers or fathers, or if the fathers are around, if they don't have the tools themselves, where do you get it?
Right.
That was true for me. I didn't. They did the best they could, and I'm
Right.
grateful for that.
Right.
But that did not prepare me to calm down before cussing somebody out.
Right, right.
Cuss people out.
Yeah, there is the old her, and this is the new polished her. No,
This is for
This is the
real.
kinder, gentler you.
Listen, there are stories about, I don't even want, because I don't want to mess my brand up, but there are some ridiculous stories of me driving up on some very crazy places to prove
Look at
a
that's why I
point.
went to closing with her, because I was trying to make sure she stayed calm. No,
I was
it.
hurt by that lady. She hurt my feelings.
Say, Woosah, remember your
yeah,
voice.
yeah, I know.
know.
Look, I tease and say Kiss Wealth now stands for mortgages, marriages, divorce, more, all of it.
All of it. Wherever wealth come from.
So now, but what made you want to start the nonprofit and the business? I mean, I know that from your passion of being obviously a single mother and seeing there's establishing a need, but that's a big task to take on. And your annual event that you had last year was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And it was like looking out into the audience and seeing the young teenage moms. I was happy even to see one teenage guy in there too. We had one guy that came, and so it was awesome.
So what is the name of your nonprofit?
We are the Village Teen Moms.
Okay, I like that.
It really was birthed from kind of from a heavy place. I was really depressed during my teenage parenting years. The support system I thought I was going to have, his father, he disappeared. He got, I really think, honestly, I think that we don't look at men's postpartum seriously enough. I believe that he went through a postpartum experience of depression, and it got overlooked, and we called him a deadbeat. And I really feel like, because he was very excited at first.
Yeah.
And so I really feel like I don't want to, beat him down or talk down about him. I feel like maybe I didn't give that a chance. I didn't look at that. I'm a different person now. know.
Right.
So being alone in that, my mother was not. She didn't work. My stepdad was taking care of all of us, me, my brother, my mom, and so I felt like, dang, I gave him another mouth. And he was done raising his kids.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it really put me in a place where I was like, I should just kill us both. And I remember being in the car, and I don't know how I was gonna do it, but I was gonna do it. I was gonna drive us off a cliff or something. That was the only weapon I had was my car. And so I got a phone call. It was after 9, so I had free minutes, and my friend called
Remember that
me.
time? Remember those times? 3 minutes.
Hallelujah for 3 minutes.
Don't call me before these minutes kick
Yes,
in.
for real. And she invited me to Denny's. And I said, okay, I'll go. And me and her, we both had babies, we were teenagers, and we were just sitting there eating with our kids, and it was this woman behind us. And she said, she paid and she got out. I don't know how long we were there. And she was getting out the booth. And she said, I just want to thank y'all for showing up. She said, I was going to go kill myself tonight. And so that just stuck with me, because she didn't know I was going to do the same thing.
Right.
This girl saved 3 lives with a phone call.
Right, yeah, right.
And she doesn't even know this.
that, yeah.
I don't even talk to this girl anymore. And
Right.
I kept hearing these stories of other teen moms, and they weren't teens anymore. They were. I get chills when I think about this, but they weren't teens anymore. They're 20s, 30s, but they've had more kids, and they couldn't take it, and they killed themselves and their kids. And I'm counting these years back, and I was like, dang, she was a teen mom. And they're not noticing this, but I am. And I'm like, man, that's another. I wonder, is this a trauma we have? And so I just wanted to build something. That's all I wanted, was a community.
Right.
Where people didn't feel alone.
Right,
And I didn't know how to do that.
And I think as a teen mom, I think probably one of the first feelings that you do feel is being alone. I remember when I got pregnant with Lorraine, and I went to my mom and I was like sitting on the floor because it was kind of like one of those. I remember feeling, ashamed, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I was ashamed. I was ashamed feeling that I was pregnant, and I was just like, oh Lord. And I remember saying to her, like, Mama, what do you think I should do? And she was like, I can't tell you what to do. And I was like, shoot, you've been
What kind of
telling
an
me.
answer is that?
I know. You've been telling me what to do my whole life. Now you can't tell me what to do. Like, what?
Yeah, you've been quick to tell me what to do.
Listen, the joke's
I need
on
a
me.
little help now.
Right. So, because you do have to grow up, and and fast, and it is your body, it's your decision, it's your choice, it's going to be your child, the child that you're going to raise, and so, but it's a lot to think about at that time, on top of being ashamed that you're pregnant, because then what people are going to think about you because you are a teenage mom, and
Yeah.
And wanting to go back to normalcy.
yeah.
But I just wanted to address what you said about the young father having his own emotional issues, maybe possibly even postpartum issues to deal with, because I was a teenage father, you know what I'm saying, and I know that there was a lot that I just didn't know, and I just, if any parents out there that got young people, or maybe even young people are watching, my dad used to always say, it was the 6 P's: prior planning prevents piss poor performance, and for men, we have to take back our communities, take back our, and there's no, unfortunately, because in African culture there was something called rites of passage, and rites of passage is where young men learned how to be, or young adults learned how to be men. It was taught, and that's something that we have totally gotten away from, and I was about to say black and brown people have gotten away from, but I don't know about Mexicans so much, because I see these guys out here working, and they've got their kids right with them. You know what I'm saying? They're spending that time with them, and because we're not prepared, what guys do is where we run.
Yeah.
Because we're
And
not prepared. And
That's what I said.
yeah, and I didn't run, but it isn't because I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? It isn't
Right.
because I didn't want to.
You had, because I think you, well, I want to say that, you didn't run, but you didn't have a job at the time, but then that's when you joined the military.
I joined the military.
And he came back, and you came, because Mom told me, and you came back to say, okay, because you were gone for a couple of days, and he came back like, okay, I got a job. So, it's, but that's.
Yeah, but but I had enough family in
To say,
me
boy, you got a baby, get it
to
back
know
up there.
that I wanted to take care of. I wanted to take care of my baby. You know what I'm saying? But that instilling that in our young men, our community, we've got to get back to that, where we're instilling that in our young men, because, and you mentioned another word, accountability. If you're going to, we guys, we want to, we measure our character by how quickly, in a lot of cases, in the hood, as we call it, we measure our character by how quickly we can get a woman into bed, or how many we can get into bed. And we don't think about the fact that what you said, this is a human.
Right.
This is not a pet rock. It's not a, you know what I'm saying? It's not a puppy. This is a human. And the fact that you are bringing something so vulnerable, but yet so special into the world. I really applaud both of y'all, first of all, because even though I was there for my kids, I was in the military, so I was gone a lot.
And I was talking with a gentleman earlier today who is a single dad, and he's raising his son. And I was like, I said, well, kudos to you. He goes, no. He was like, I'm clapping back at that. He goes, the single moms. He goes, he said, the way he broke it down, I had never thought about it like that. But he said, it's one thing to be a dad, but it's another to be a parent.
Yeah.
So he's like, when you are, in a perfect world, you are co-parenting, right? But then when you and if you're co-parenting, you can be the dad. The dad gets to, throw the ball, play with the kids, show up the games, make, practices, but that's it. He's like, when you're the parent and you also happen to be the dad, you're learning how to be something that maybe you weren't even really designed to be, And so he said it was just very eye-opening for him. He's like, because he wanted to just be the structurer, not also the nurturer.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm over here laughing as you're talking because I'm remembering a harrowing experience for me as a young father. It's because there was a lot of times when I took care of you and TJ without their mom being there. And I remember the first time I actually realized I had to comb her hair. I was I'm having it now. Just the trauma. I'm just like, what?
Not trauma.
What do I do? And you went to school looking crazy. I know.
Thanks, Dad. Look,
You probably was so proud. My daddy did my
my hair.
hair.
I know, looking like this.
Yep. But just the things that y'all do for your children that we men tend to take for granted, and until that moment, that was. Like I said, I still remember that. That was just I think I need to take a sip.
I thought about when you talking about doing hair. I remember when I had left Lorraine with Archie, and she did her hair comb. He brought her to me. She had a do-rag on.
Not again.
I was like, really? He was like, I didn't know what to do. So he tied a little. I was like, I got a baby Tupac.
But yeah, I mean, just the things that young mothers do for y'all's children.
Right.
And I am so proud of you for taking what could have been a debilitating experience and turning it into something where you're helping other people.
Yeah.
That is.
And it really, I'm honored to do this. I told you I retired.
I did not. You didn't tell
I
me you
did
were.
not tell you that.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is full time now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I retired. It was time. It was time. I kept going over this verse kept coming to me, and I forgot the doggone verse. I said I'm gonna remember this verse, but it's a verse where it's like, I wanna follow you, Jesus, and he's like, leave everything and follow me.
Right.
He's like,
yeah.
I gotta bury my father. Wait till I bury my father.
Right.
Let me get some things
There's
together
always
with my
something else to
house.
do.
It's a couple of different verses that talks about this, and he's like, when you're ready, you're ready. And
Right.
I really feel like that I kept getting that pull where it's like, leave everything and follow me.
Right.
Leave everything and follow me. And so I finally made the decision. I said, I literally called into work. I said, I'm not going to be in for the rest of the week.
Okay.
And the next day I went and lobbied. I don't know if I should say that out loud. But
okay.
anyway.
You're not there no more.
I'm not there anymore. And so then I went ahead and sent an email before over the weekend and said I won't be returning whenever my leave ends.
Right, yeah.
That's my last day. It ended up being on my son's birthday. The day I became a teenage mother.
Wow.
You
And so
cannot
now
tell me that was not God
Yeah.
saying,
This
trust
is,
me.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is
Thank
so
you.
awesome.
I was like, oh my God. So I just knew everything was going to work out.
That's right. Yes.
So yes, I retired April 3rd of this year, and I started a for-profit business
Okay.
called Breathe with Freedom, where I
Okay.
help people see themselves through their breath.
I love that.
And I brought you a gift.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
My
Breathe
book.
with me. Yes.
It released yesterday. It was
Oh, look.
published yesterday. So breathe with me.
Yes.
And it is.
I love
It
this.
truly is a journey through yourself, through your
I
breath.
love this.
And so I am so
Look at you,
excited
just
about
doing
that.
everything.
So now breathe with
this.
me. That is because I do yoga in the mornings and I
Good,
meditate
yes.
and do
All
deep
that.
breathing And so, what got you into, because, and for those
You have to
that
argue
might not
for
know why
breathing.
that's important, breathing into the diaphragm puts oxygen into the blood. When you put oxygen into the blood, it gets to the brain.
That's right.
It so so
And
yes,
not only that, it heals the immune system.
yeah.
Which
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You gotta
just
Which-
breathe
read
through
the
it.
book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Breathe-
You know, but
breathe through it.
I'm a living witness that it works, because I've gone from being at my lowest point, on my knees crying, having just put crack on a pipe, being on my knees crying to where I am now. So I am a living witness that that God built an amazing thing that we're
yes.
encased in,
Yes,
and
exactly.
it heals, it renews, it all the promises that are in the Bible. The body
All
does
of
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
body does it. But it takes I'm one of those. My mom always said, "Do your best, God does the rest." So, but we have to participate in our life, whatever that life you choose is going to be. You have to participate in it. And me, I realized that I wanted to be here for my kids and grandkids, and now great grandkids.
Oh, wow.
So and it feels good to be able to still go out there and run and jump and do the stuff that I do. She'll forget. In fact, you remember you were having that event, and I was out there running around with Trey, and I fell, and she was like, "You okay? You okay?" And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Yeah, so and that's just breathing through it. Like even
Yeah.
when I tease myself, but I was in a push-up contest.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah. And I was the only girl, and there's nothing but guys. And I remember when I went over, I said, I took a deep breath in. I was like, okay, Charmaine. I was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And then I just kept saying, okay, I can do anything, with Christ who strengthens me. And I was saying that in my head. I was just going up and down. And then, I decided after the second round, I'm like, okay, I'm out because I want to have fun. Like, I don't want to be working.
Yes, it's supposed
But
to be fun.
thank you, God, for at least allowing me to beat a guy and and show the other guys that we can be strong. But yeah, I was breathing through it.
So obviously so just tell them, and let me hold this and
Yes.
show them, and just kind of tell them what Breathe With Me is giving them.
It's giving them their breath back, their life back. Like I truly believe that we don't breathe in as fully as we could.
Yeah.
We can breathe in up to 5,000 milliliters of air in both our lungs at any given time, and we usually use about 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
a tenth of what we could,
Yeah.
And so this book, so what inspired it, honestly, besides the three women who told me to write the book, was Proverbs 20:27. And it states, "The breath of man is the light of God, searching through our innermost being."
Love that.
Our
Yeah.
breath.
Yeah.
And if we're not breathing in fully, how can God's light even flow through us?
That's
which
There you go.
turns into the blood, which
Yeah.
moves through our bodies, which nourishes everything. Like, why not allow? And then when we think about that, how well do we allow God in?
That's true. Because you can say, "Oh God," but are you taking those deep breaths? And I know I'm, and let them out slowly, and not just be like, but really
And-
take it in and.
Well, also breathing in moments of frustration instead of blurting out rage. Because if
Right.
we're breathing in a full breath,
Right.
we can't blurt out nothing. God
Exactly.
is searching us. And God is love, right?
God is love, yeah.
And so if we take a full breath in, we've recalibrated our whole parasympathetic system.
Right.
That-
Because when you take that deep breath in, it's silence.
I
And
never
it's-
heard anyone say it that way.
Yeah.
Can I keep that? but yes, it does. And another thing is that shallow breathing causes anxiety. People don't think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Shallow breathing, not breathing. And if you're if you're breathing and you're moving your shoulders, you're not breathing right. If you're, it should be down here.
It should be a
And you guys
a
even
Yeah.
humming.
360.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually are supposed to use the sides. You're supposed to use your back.
Yeah.
Like your lungs doesn't just like cut off. It's like in your back too, So you should be breathing and your back should be inflating as well. But
Right,
we
right.
just be like,
That's it. Yeah.
and that's the 10%.
Yeah, yeah, and it's very, very true. When I started learning how important breathing was, and I had this experience once. I haven't had it again, unfortunately. I'm working to get back to it. But when I was really, really meditating and breathing and everything, I actually left my body one day, and I was in the kitchen, and before I knew it, I was looking down on my body, and it was the most peaceful experience until I realized that I was looking down on my body. And then it was like, wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to go to the light.
Yeah. I know. But that's one of the exercises, and I forgot what it's called. But you are supposed to take a very deep breath in and envision a place in your home or a room, and then rearrange the things in that room. So, for example, like let's say your favorite space is your living room. Take a deep breath in, imagine your living room, but maybe you put the refrigerator in the living room and the pool in the living room. Just no rhyme or no reason, and you breathe through that. Then it actually helps you with your muscle memory. And then it also calms you. It'll allow you to not focus on whatever that stress is. And I forgot what it's, some kind of brain teaser. And I was like, okay, this helps with your memory and it helps calm you. And I was like, okay. And I've started doing that. I'm just like, okay, yeah.
But the breath and that's good. And usually it's because our minds get, we're like, it's sharp-minded. So when we have something to focus on, then it keeps us in there longer. But the breath itself does that. When we take those deep breaths in, we're literally activating all of these different things in our body that is causing like alerts, right? And feeling the immune system, like boosting everything. Whereas when we're taking those shallow ones, everything
I feel like we need to
starting
breathe right now.
Yeah. Take a nice deep breath in.
Is this you?
No. That was a friend of mine's created this, and once I saw it, I was like, this is it. This is it.
Just
I
the
love
stems
it.
and
Yes.
Yeah.
The lungs, I love the trees. Like trees, a bare tree looks just like our lungs, and it's so important that if we understand and see that, like, oxygen seeps out of all of that. It's not just one tube that the breath is coming in at.
Right.
It's seeping out of all of that. So if we slow the breath down, it can search and find more access into you. But we just are like,
yeah.
And then not to mention what's waiting inside of the lungs. Y'all just got to read the book. When you're doing that, you're not even getting the good oxygen blood flow.
I'm going to be reading. I'm like, okay.
Yes. It is so true.
Deep breathing.
Yes.
No, because it's so true. I mean, it pushes you, I've experienced it so many different ways, exercising, even, and doing a heavy weight and saying, okay, let me breathe with this. Because if I'm not breathing, I'm not getting it.
Your body flows with the breath.
Exactly.
You work with it. When we're trying, if you're lifting something and you don't try to lift it with that breath, it's almost impossible. You'll strain. You literally can hurt yourself.
Right, exactly.
So it's like the breath is just, I don't know. It's so amazing.
It's amazing.
We take it for granted.
It's vital.
It is. There are so many little muscles and tendons that the average person doesn't even know they never feel them because they don't breathe deep enough to get them, like you said, in the back and everything.
Like our intercostal muscles between the ribs. We don't even use those. if we breathe fully, it would naturally stretch that, which will allow the rib cage to move and expand
Right.
instead of get rigid. And then we wonder why we got back problems and this and that. The rib cage wasn't able to flow and move.
Right.
Now it's stuck, and the muscle done got tight around it, and
Right.
so
And we talked about that too, about, building, and when Miss Shalonda came, and just,
Yeah.
building your core and strengthening your core, strengthening your muscles. And so, yeah, all of that is all together. So if you are breathing right, you're, having that resistance, your muscles can protect your bones. So that way everything can function as it should.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all
So
connected.
what made you do the research on breath and how important that they are, and intercostal muscles? Because I've never even heard that word. I'm being all, look, I'm learning some
sound like I'm taking a trip,
scientific.
intercostal.
I know. I'm learning some scientific words, like my hip bones connected to my intercostal muscle. I'm just teasing. But no,
I didn't tell her that, child.
but
You know what? I don't even think I realized research was being done. I think that I just realized a lot of stuff was connected. I was realizing, and I read a whole lot, and so I'm reading a lot of stuff, and I'm realizing the immune system is really affected by cortisol, but cortisol is kind of affected by like what we think and how we feel and how we breathe, and so I'm like just connecting the dots like I'm a little kid, and so I just, before I knew it, I was just like, I have to. Well, honestly, Tina kept trying to get me out there to tell people, you got to tell them about the breath, matching the breath. That's really kind of how it started.
Okay.
She would throw me out there like, you need to tell people about matching their breath, because you can match your breath to someone in a moment, like where they're upset. I do it a lot with my children or with Tina. If they're upset, I'll start matching their breath to see what's going on. Or if I feel like they're upset,
Right.
I'll match their breath. And the thing is when we breathe, whatever how we're breathing, it's going to send the same message to our brain that is going on with their brain, because the breath has its own language. And so a lot of times I would start feeling anxious, and I'm like, oh, I'm making her anxious or something like that. And so and over time I kept asking, like, are you anxious? Are you frustrated? Are you this? Whatever
Right.
I was feeling, and it was true. And so I just
I love
started
that,
using
matching
that.
the breath.
Because it's so helpful. I believe it could be extremely useful with like law enforcement.
Right.
You go up to a person and you think they're aggressive, especially someone who is anxious they look aggressive.
Right.
But anxiety and anger look a lot alike. But if you match that breath,
You know how they're breathing.
it doesn't matter if they look angry. You will feel anxious, and you will know that they are anxious. And you can then calm them down from giving them security or some kind of safety, or even acknowledging, are you feeling a bit anxious right now?
Right.
And that disarms people. So
if
matching
they
that
feel
breath is, and so she always would throw me out there and be like, tell people about matching the breath. But I knew it was so much more. I knew
Right.
that it was more than just the matching the breath. That is huge.
Because I've never tried matching, doing
Well,
that.
I do workshops for that. So.
Okay. Be like, but because, we definitely are moved by, people's mannerisms, right? Never really took it down to how a person's breathing, And we, heard the scary movies when somebody's like, okay, ooh, something's about to happen, and then you're holding your breath because you're afraid that something's coming out at you,
And you can literally see if someone is upset, they are holding their breath most of the time. They're holding their breath, and when they do start breathing, they're usually blurting something out. If someone's anxious, they are erratically breathing. So that's a key sign that someone is anxious, and that could save a lot of lives,
Right, it's true.
honestly.
I didn't think about it
So
like
I do think it's really important that people do use that tool. We all have it. It's a secret weapon,
Right.
you know, that we can just use for just understanding each other, compassion, connection, to just offer safety.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
anything.
because I mean, gosh, when a misunderstanding, people getting upset, taking that deep breath in and say, okay, let's think through these thoughts. Like, is it worth getting upset, or is it, or do I need to have anxiety? Do I need to be anxious? Or do I just need to calm down and just, just let this thing ride out? Yeah. So no, there's so much to it.
And a deep breath will do that, because when we don't, we bypass our parasympathetic nervous system. We don't even have that rational thought anymore.
Right. It's true.
Do y'all? I'm gonna look at all 3 cameras, 4 cameras, 5 cameras. Do y'all see what reading can? We can talk about reading on the podcast all
Yeah,
the time.
reading is
but
everything.
but evidence what reading will do for you, and then what you can give to others.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So how does a person? Because you said you do workshops and things, even though I'm familiar with this stuff, I still might have to come and take one of your workshops. You do allow guys to take your work.
Yes.
So you can learn about your parasympathetic nervous system.
Yes.
And
all
how
kinds of
to,
stuff.
okay.
How to breathe, even
Oh,
how
you
to
gotta
stretch.
come Friday. Friday is
okay,
because
Friday. I think I got nothing Friday.
because that's the networking event, and then so you can talk about your business for a profit, bring your books, sell some books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
See,
that'd be
now I see
excellent.
They didn't come in time. They
Oh.
are not gonna come in time.
Okay,
I'm so disappointed. I had to
Pre-orders?
order these. This my order. They came that fast though. It came out yesterday. I got it today.
Yes. Okay.
So order yours. You can read.
Yeah, yes.
You could be reading by tonight.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Yes. So how does one get in contact with Remington Steele?
Yes, how does one get a book, and how does one get in
So
touch with you?
This is on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. Breathe with Me, Remington Steele. Also on. I'm gonna get active, y'all. I'm gonna get active.
when you get active, take me with you, because I'm struggling with that as well. So.
I need some help. If somebody want to help a sister out,
Yeah,
just
it's
Right.
some promo or something. But yes, Remington and Steele should be all the social medias, and Breathe with Rem. You should be able to Google either one of those and find me, or not Google, but search.
Yes.
I'll Google anything.
Yeah, it was Google, ChatGPT.
Oh.
People will be like, "How many breaths should I take, ChatGPT, to calm down?" Like that'd be like the next thing.
No, you know what's wonderful? Chapter 9 is a 21-day. If you big, bad, and bold, you can. It's a additional bonus week of breathing. So it's a journey to. You'll be able to stretch yourself, stretch your body, to be able to stretch your lungs, to get more space in.
Will it
your
give you a
mind.
six pack?
No,
Okay.
I mean, but you can, but it's not in this. But now that sounds like a yoga series. That sounds like a breath yoga series,
yeah,
which
no,
is
right.
also something coming up in November.
Okay.
Journey into yourself with that. But yes, so I am. You can find me on those and LinkedIn.
Your LinkedIn. Okay.
I'm kind of mixed in with, and we are the village. We are the village teen moms.
When is the
also-
next conference?
We are planning.
Okay. All right.
And reconstructing some things, because I want to do so much, but you can only do so much. So
Yeah.
I like that. I want to do so much, but you can only do so much.
Right.
I like that. Well, I am enjoying this so much. I love having people on the podcast that are into their physical health, their spiritual health.
Yes.
Because it's a one-time ride. Once we get off this ride, the ride is over. So
let me get mine.
so yes, let me.
I'll mess my mic up.
I just push out the way. I'm like, get out the way
So
now.
here's to learning to breathe.
Yes.
And
Yes.
thank you for. Unfortunately, the clock on the wall says we don't have to go home, but we do have to get the out of here.
Right.
So,
Yeah, they said go.
Yes.
but really, Remington, I want to talk to you some more, because I'm sure that there's some things that you can and give me, and perhaps there's some things I can share with you, because I've been into it for a while. You know, I definitely do the yoga and the deep breathing and all that every morning, because it's life for me. Otherwise, I couldn't do what I do.
It's,
You know.
it's medicine.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's medicine. It is. It really is. And
Don't need a prescription.
And no.
And if you're breathing deep, you're not. You're really taking yourself out of whatever. You're able just to be within yourself, and that's what it is. And don't have to deal with
it works, y'all. Like I tell you all the time. But I'm 68 and I'm not on any medicine of any kind.
See?
I'm
Skin glowing.
You know, it's just
it looks great.
You know, it is really what you're willing to, your body will thank you. Your mind will thank you.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
the people in your life will thank you.
Trust me.
Breathe through it.
The people in your life will thank you.
Thank you, Miss Tina.
Yep. Thank you. And once more, let me say happy birthday to my daughters. Happy birthday, Charlie.
Yes,
Yes,
Happy birthday, Kim.
Happy birthday.
So we will be back next Wednesday. Same facts time, same facts channel. Until then,
Breathe.
and breathe.
So you can love yourself and love somebody else.
Yeah, we're out of here. Thank you for hanging with us. Thank all of y'all. The TikTok,
Thank
Facebook.
you.
Thank all of y'all for hanging with us.
Thank y'all for
we
having
will
me.
see
Read
y'all
with me.
next
Get your book,
week,
y'all.
and get the book.
Yes, get the book.
Get
Yes,
the book.
get the book. I know. I love those TikToks where the person be like, look, you going to watch this because my mama did it. And then the brother like, will you please? Because I don't want her to.
Now, so we ain't going to hold a gun on you, but we are going to demand that you get the book. So,
Please.
yeah. So
Yes.
breathe with me.
And
Remember
leave
to
a
still.
review.
Yes.
Yeah.
So until next week, y'all, take care. Thank you for hanging with us.
By Friday.
Hey, this is Charlie.
This is JR.
Host of Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. Broadcasting live each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios.
Log on to hear us speaking the facts on current events, family, and finances.
So be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.
Tune in.